A Thousand Blows Season 2 review. Graham, Doherty, and Kirby lead an all-star cast in a gripping return here at FandomWire. We review the new season of the acclaimed series A Thousand Blows, starring Stephen Graham, Aaron Doherty, and Malachi Kirby. Hulu's acclaimed series, A Thousand Blows, returns for a satisfying second season that feels suspiciously like finality. From Stephen Knight, the show plays like a scrappy companion piece to Peaky Blinders and was a genuine walk on the wild side in its debut. Season 2, however, has lost a bit of that edge that made the series such a visceral experience. A series that once would make Nelson Algren proud, that walk on the wild side full of grifters, drifters, outcasts, and fighters looking to punch steel and kill their way to get that piece of the pie, has most of the characters trying to keep their heads down, not be seen or heard. These London mean streets are now being overrun by government officials, as corrupt as they are. What is Hulu's A Thousand Blows Season 2 about? The second season is conventional, less alive than the first as it settles into familiar tropes. In Season 1, every moment mattered, every encounter could end in tragedy. Now, while the series is worth watching, the conventional plot wraps up too neatly, without consequences, and is kept afloat by its all-star cast, including Stephen Graham, Malachi Kirby, and Aaron Doherty. The last time we saw our favorite drinkers, fighters, and con artists, Hezekiah Malachi Kirby was mourning the loss of his best friend, Alec Francis Lovehall, who died from being mistaken for the legendary boxers in the East End. Sugar Adolescence's Stephen Graham, after giving his brother a beating within an inch of his life, is struggling with his addiction to alcohol. Sugar is mopey, knowing that Mary Carr Emmy winner Aaron Doherty is in love with Hezekiah and not him. Speaking of Carr, she has left her gang, known as the 40 Elephants, to strike out on her own. The girls have lost their ambition, something Mary still holds dear. All work dead-end jobs to keep their heads above water. Mary is here to give them their purpose back. Hulu's A Thousand Blows Season 2 review. Mary brings Alice Darcy Shaw back into the fold to pull off the greatest heist in the history of London, in hopes of moving to New York. Hezekiah has been banned from the professional ranks since the man he hit with a thousandth blow, hence the title of the series, died in the ring. Now fighting for scraps in the shady East End, all three may need each other to get themselves out of the gutter. A Thousand Blows' second season remains gripping thanks to its incredible cast. Last season, Graham's brooding and dangerous turn, like a switchblade whose behavior could change at any moment, has given way to a Sugar who is now mopey, depressed, and trying to dry himself out. Kirby's Hezekiah is still the stoic presence, whose character remains above reproach. I'm sure Graham wanted his character to evolve in the second season to keep his creative juices from becoming stagnant. However, the trade-off is that you need something to rebalance the electricity from the opening chapter. The natural progression would be for Hezekiah to reach rock bottom. However, no matter how awful society has treated him, he remains beyond reproach. Is Hulu's Max's A Thousand Blows Season 2 worth watching? Of course, Knight and the creative team aim to capture a glimpse of a period that transports you to another time and place. The illegal backroom bouts and brutality of the underground scene are gritty, realistic, and exciting. By far the most interesting part of the season is Doherty's layered performance as the leader of the infamous gang, which brims with coiled authority. The plotting is superb. You just wish the series would make smarter choices, devoting more time to the 40 Elephants, a part of history worth its own subject. However, the subthemes of the Victorian class divide, racism, and criminal underworld dynamics work, just not as well as they should if the team made bolder storytelling choices. That would include making the divide more critical, less atmospheric, and letting the elephants lead the story. However, A Thousand Blows' second and most likely final season is worth watching because it is a satisfying conclusion, even if it is more of an extension of the first chapter that trades subtext for a caper heist. You can stream A Thousand Blows Season 2 on Hulu starting January 8th. All 6 episodes were reviewed.